I am in Arabian Travel Market in Dubai, and I have the pleasure to have with me Mr. Mark De Cocinis, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Boutique Group.
Yes,
Thank you for being with me, first of all.
my pleasure. Thank you.
So, what is Boutique Group?
Boutique was announced by His Royal Highness in January 2022. So we were entrusted with these beautiful palaces and historic buildings in Saudi Arabia to transform them into ultra-luxury hotels. So the initiative really comes from His Royal Highness to expose the culture, the heritage, and hospitality of Saudi Arabia. So these are treasures. They're really something very special to the Saudi people because they're palaces, so they have this rich history of Saudi Arabia. So to convert them into ultra-luxury hotels really it's a work of time and detail. We really look into the history of each of the palaces because each one of them has a very special story of the kings, the families, and the guests they entertain. So this is what we do, is extend that.
Transforming palaces into hotels.
Yes.
That's a very unique project, if I'm not wrong. I don't
Yes.
think there is at that level something else around the world.
There's, I have to say that because these are these treasures of Saudi Arabia, and they have, each of them have a very special story. So it's really about, promoting to the world about Saudi culture, heritage, and hospitality. So the heritage and the culture is very deep, very rich in Saudi Arabia. So we control the design, the development, we oversee every part of it. So we own the asset and we will manage the experience because this is something very special and very close to His Royal Highness.
You have already started the process of the
Yes.
transformation?
Yes. So we're at different stages. We have 3 palaces.
3 palaces for now.
2 are in
Okay.
Riyadh and 1 in Jeddah. And they're at various stages of construction, development.
How many palaces are you planning to transform in Saudi Arabia?
Well, we'll take our time because
Of
we'll be
course.
very selective about the location of the palace, the story and the history of each of the palaces.
Okay.
And also, can they be transformed into luxury hotels as well? Because some of the palaces might have some restrictions or of the area and how much can be extended to the palace. Because we do want to protect, you know, the design, the architecture, and of course transform them so they can be utilized for guest use because these are residents.
Yes.
So they do need some additional facilities. But again, everything is designed and developed to match and to complement the palace.
For how many keys are we talking?
Small, from 70 to 80,
Okay.
80 or 90 keys. So
Okay.
it's reflective of our name, boutique, and it means we really focus on the personalized service. So the hospitality part is the most important.
Okay.
To transform the palaces is, of course, we utilize the original products, the stones, the fabrics, and transform them, and we work with local artisans, but also with international designers and architects as well to combine that.
When do you expect the transformation of those 3 palaces to be completed?
So all 3 palaces we expect in the next few years. I would say 2026, 2027. But the first palace is we hope by the end of next year or the beginning of the following year, the first palace, and the others subsequently will come, you know, in the coming years.
I suppose you have done your research already. What is the potential for this type of concept, either within Saudi Arabia or globally? First of all, do you plan to expand globally in the future?
Well, where focus is in Saudi Arabia, that's
Yes.
our key focus, to work on the Saudi market. And we're going to serve the very top 1 to 2% of the business and leisure traveler. So we're talking about the very top of the market. because we have to be true to who we are and to His Royal Highness
Yes.
direction. So our target audience will be the royal family of Saudi Arabia, and from the GCC as well. So a majority of our market is in these two areas. Saudi first, the majority of it, GCC, and then Europe and the rest of the world. So we'll be very selective.
For adding palaces in your portfolio, you
As
mean?
well.
But how about the customers? Your customers are from which countries you think they are going to come from?
So again, first
It's
of
very
all,
elite, of course, I understand.
it's very
but-
elite. So we'll start in Saudi Arabia. So we'll focus on Saudi Arabia.
All right.
Saudi Arabia will be over 60% of our business in the
Okay.
first few years.
Okay.
GCC will be the next larger percentage, and Europe, because Europe is very close, and the region as well. And then Asia, because we do have many visitors from North America and Asia as well, either investing or providing services, or have companies establishing themselves there. But also leisure is really that's our big market as well, because the stories that we will speak about are very special stories. So first of all, for the Saudi people to be able to experience a palace of a former king is unheard of. So it's very special for them to be able to do that. But also as foreigner guests, when you look at our target profile of guests, they're well-traveled. They have experienced some of the most incredible locations in the world. So to experience a palace of a former king in Jeddah and Riyadh and different regions in Saudi Arabia will be something that very, very special.
So it's not just about tourism and hospitality, it's also about history and culture.
Yes, it is. It's completely about culture, history, and hospitality. So again, the hospitality part is really the key and the most exclusive, because we'll be the first Saudi hospitality company in the luxury market. So of course we'll focus on Saudi and to provide these experiences. But you know, the history of hospitality is from the first day, how people interact and entertained and took care of each other, right? It was very personalized. And as it evolved, if we look at the last few hundred years, the European professional service and technical service really set a benchmark in the hospitality industry. And later, the Asian influence was very, very special, because there was this attention to detail and this warmth, you know, that they included in the hospitality. So for us, I believe that Saudi hospitality, they're the most generous and hospitable people in the world. I'm not saying that this is what we want to extend, is Saudi hospitality, because you know, I'm sure you've heard stories of Saudi people, what they do, especially for strangers. You know, they give their homes, everything. They treat you like your family, just take care of you. So this is very natural.
So will it be a challenge or not for you to find the right level of expertise and talents for your to offer this service that you are planning to offer?
So
it's very high level.
It is. So first of all, hospitality is fairly new in Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
There's been hotels in the premium and economy level for many, many years. Now there's an introduction of luxury hotels, and all the major brands will be included in Saudi Arabia, which is really fantastic for Saudi Arabia to get the message to the world. We're open, and tourism is very important to us, and we have these beautiful locations. So we're part of Vision 2030. We're just a small part of boutique, but you know about the Red Sea and Diriyah and all these incredible locations bringing attention to Saudi Arabia. That's very good for us. So we're offering something very unique and special, these palaces, to a very exclusive market. But we certainly will offer this for aspirational guests as well, to be able to enjoy them. But for the service part, so service is still, again, fairly new, and you ask about the challenge and so on. We look at it as an opportunity. And also for us, we're working with the Saudi tourism ministry very closely, and I have to say they're really offering such incredible support to the tourism industry. And for us, we're working with the tourism schools in Saudi Arabia and the international ones, where Saudi students are attending, whether it's in culinary and services and other areas. And this is their intention because they really want to enjoy this and to learn about this. So we're working with the Saudi students that are training also in Europe and some of the finest schools there and internationally, so that once they're completed their studies, they will join us in boutique, and we make that promise to them and provide that support. So we'll provide training as well, but we need that the Saudis that have this interest in hospitality in different areas will provide the platform and the training. But the most important part about hospitality is that there's this genuine, respect and care and values and principles for service. It has to come from the heart, from the individual. And the Saudi people are so natural at this because they do that for anyone. So I believe that we have a core strength of the people.
It's in their DNA.
It is. It's just natural, And I believe in most countries that people really want to do that. But I've never seen it displayed in such level as I have in Saudi Arabia. So for us, that's part of our job. And we're also providing a service that is at the highest level. We'll treat all our guests as royalty, every guest. There's no different standard. It's treated as royalty. So how is royalty treated? Everything is taken care of for you. So from the time that the guest or the partner, the travel partner that they use, because many times they've worked with these travel agencies and services for many, many years. This is a very long relationship with the travel agencies. So we'll work with them, and so we'll own that from the moment they contact us and take care of everything for them. And from the moment they contact us till they depart, we'll take care of everything. So it's very personalized according to that person and the people traveling.
That means you are working with the customers from the moment they arrive?
Before they arrive.
The
moment you contact me,
all right,
I'm interested to come and experience boutique, we'll own everything about it.
You cooperate with some airlines
We'll work with every detail. Again, many of these, if it's a royal family or these celebrities, sports celebrities and entertainment celebrities, and also entrepreneurs that own their own company, they always work with travel partners that take care of their detail. So we'll work very closely with them to understand and personalize that experience from every touch point.
Under which brands those palaces are going to operate?
Boutique. So they will be the name of the palace, managed by boutique. Right. So, and again, this is His Royal Highness direction. Create the very best experience from the product and the service. The very best. So there's no cap on this. The return on investment is the pride and history and culture of the Saudi people.
I cannot avoid to ask, what is the level of investment for such a project?
It's very high, because you can't put a price on something like this. Because if you're setting a standard of this is a palace of royalty, we have to reflect everything in the palace, from the product and the services, to reflect that royal service and hospitality. So this is, for me, to be in the hospitality industry all my life, is really the height of my career, to be able to have these palaces and working with the Saudi team and creating an ultra luxury brand.
You are setting a new standard level of the hospitality.
Yes, we are, and we're molding and shaping this on this journey. So it really takes people that have this love and passion of whatever part of the industry you're interested in, whether it's design, culinary, finance, whatever your love of the industry is, because it will really reflect in the product and the service, of course.
So I'm looking forward to see it operating, and by the end of 2025
Inshallah, yes.
Inshallah, they will be ready.
Yes,
The three of them
but
at least.
this takes time. You know,
Okay.
all things that are special takes time. So we want to complete it properly and make sure that we provide the very best service.
Excellent. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. We look forward for you to join us. And as Royal Highness says, Saudi Arabia is the success story of the 21st century. Come and visit us. Don't miss it. And I
think
believe it.
the whole world now is focusing on
Yes.
Saudi Arabia. They do a major
Yes.
transformation of the country, and
It is, and we make it very easy to
Yes.
visit. You can get a visa, building a new airport, a new airline to
Indeed.
connect to everywhere directly in the world. So we're working on all the right things, but it takes time. But I believe there's a lot of action behind it.
a new travel destination is here and developing very
Yes,
fast.
and we're having a big impact in the GCC and Europe. The whole part of this part of the world, I think, is really being affected by Saudi Arabia
Great, great,
in a positive way.
excellent.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.